Welcome back to another Tuesday episode of World Traveler Cooking. Today we're going to make British chips. People think fries, chips, same thing, but we've already covered Belgian fries and we've covered once fried American fries, and British chips are actually made differently. So I guess if you were to try to make a really thick steak fry, this would also be how you'd want to do it. As always, this is optimized around cooking potatoes twice, and so we will do that. I have 3 potatoes, some beef suet, you can use vegetable oil if you like, and some salt. We'll also use water because we will boil the potatoes before we fry them. So next step, we will peel these and cut them into the desired shape. And then we'll put them in water and we'll boil them. We need to cook them in the water so that when we're ready to cook them in the oil, they've already fully cooked. So, again, this also means you can't use a super starchy potato because they'll fall apart. You need to use something that's a little more waxy. A general purpose potato will do. If you're in the US, go for the white potatoes, in this case, not the russets. Let's get started. So we've peeled our potato. We're going to cut it into nice thick slices. We'll rotate them and then cut them into nice thick bar fries sized matchsticks, and we're going to throw these into salted cold water. We're going to do the same with the other 2 potatoes. And so these fries will be a little bit big even by British chip standards. That's okay, I guess. That one's a little... but that's alright. Big thing is, basically now that we have them in this cold salt water, we're going to put this on to boil. Once it boils, we'll boil it for about 5 minutes, then we'll take it off the heat. So as you can see, the water becomes more cloudy as it comes to a boil because of all the starch. And now we're just going to let it boil for about 5 minutes and then we'll be back. You'll also notice that the water clears up shortly after it starts boiling. This is because the starch actually dissolves. It's similar to what you see with like a Chinese soup. So now it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to start my oil. When my oil gets hot, I'm going to move the potatoes over into the oil. So there's probably a drop of water in there, but we will start by adding 1 potato just to test how it fries. And once it's frying nicely, then we'll add more potatoes. And you can see it's already frying nicely. It hasn't been very long, so I'm just going to add more potatoes. One of the very nice things about a wok is that it gets wider as it gets taller. So very oftentimes you can just keep adding potatoes for a while. I think that's about as many as I want to add this time. And we're just going to let these fry for a bit. So we can see that the color is lightening on the potatoes, which is a good sign. They're starting to feel a little drier at the spatula. But this is going to take a while just because the pan's as full as it is. Basically, it takes a lot of energy to boil water. And so when you're when you're frying things like this, most of the energy is basically going into boiling the water. So the oil temperature is going to come down pretty close to the boiling point of water. A bit higher, but not as high as you'd normally like. So we're going to wait until more of the water is boiled off and the oil temperature climbs again. So now you can see that these are starting to get a nice golden brown to them. So I think the oil temperature is about where we want it. Probably I'm guessing around 450. So let's take these off. So we are going to toss with some salt on top of course, paper towels. Paper towels are there, as you probably know, to soak up the grease. So just going to stir these around a bit. Actually, instead of these, I'm going to use this. Some of these small pieces happen because they broke while frying. And so now we have our wonderful British chips. A little bit thicker probably than they should be, but they look absolutely delicious. Let's go ahead and try them out on the taste test. And now for the taste test. These look absolutely wonderful. So I just tried a small one there. It was really, really crispy. But it didn't kind of have the interior richness that I normally expect from a British chip. So I'm going to try one more here. See if this one's a little better. Yeah, this is quite good. You have this interior richness caused by this cooked, soft potato wrapped in basically a really crispy skin. It's really quite delightful. You get the saltiness. The flavor, everything's great. There's a reason why this is one of the top fry styles in the world. Now, if you like this content, you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. Helps this channel grow, totally free to do. In addition, if you'd like to follow my work elsewhere, I will have links to that below. At any rate, if you make a dish like this differently, you'd like to tell me what you like different, how you do it differently, love to hear from you. Recipes in the description. Bon appetit, and see you next week.